How's it going, guys? Welcome to Wednesday's game, or games I should say rather, since I actually do have two today. It happens to be doubleheader. I was like, I got two things, we'll just mash them together, and we'll be good to go on that. So, we'll jump into the first one, which is against a guy by the name of ThunderBlunder, and we'll go ahead and play it back right now. I actually took this one way back in the day. I don't remember exactly when, but it is older because I do still have my my 3rd gen sprite, and I've kind of been using the custom sprite that I have, for quite some time now. But as you can see, you game, and I was like, I'll bring along Kangaskhan because I haven't used it in a while, and we'll just see what happens from there. So there's a lot of priority running around in this game, as you can see. He's got Hitmontop, he's got Mamoswine with Ice Shard, I got Kangaskhan with Fake Out, Weavile with Fake Out, I got Ice Shard as well. So we got we got a Fake Outer, and then we have an Ice Sharder, and then there's so much priority. It does come into play, to an extent. But right off the bat, we both lead with Fake Out users. I know mine is faster right off the top of my head just because, natural base speeds and whatnot. And because my Fake Out will go before his Fake Out, I figure, why the hell not? I haven't been intimidated, I'll get off a nice chunk of damage, and then I'll get out of there before he decides to Mach Punch, which is what he does, because it's kind of obvious right now that he's a Tech Top since I didn't see Intimidate. And, we're also seeing Life Orb as well. But this is a Choice Banded Heracross. I know nothing on this team is going to appreciate taking a Choice Banded close combat. If it was a regular one, probably would have been a little bit more skeptical, and I probably would have gone for a different move. But he doesn't want to take a close combat, so he decides to go out into his Ace Elf, and that is actually going to do a pretty big chunk to it. Probably like 80 to 90%, something like that. But I don't want to stay in because I'm slower, very obviously. I'm going to decide to go out into my Chandelure. On the off chance he's actually going to go ahead and go for the U-turn. He doesn't know that I'm Scarfed at the, right now. But I'm pretty sure that a Life Orb Psychic, even if that's what he was, wouldn't end up taking me out. As long as he didn't take me out, I would outspeed him on the following turn and take him out. Unfortunately, this does let him know that I'm Scarfed, but I got the A's up out of the way, which means that's one less thing that Heracross has to waste a, close combat on, no switch fodder or anything like that. In comes Hitmontop. I'm thinking Sucker Punch, which is why I decided to switch out right now to Heracross, just to be ready for it. But he predicts that very nicely, decides to go for the Fake Out. I was also kind of scared of Pursuit as well, but if I switched and he did Pursuit, then, that would give me a safe switch into Heracross, and I would just be able to close combat him, so that kind of works out as well. But he's going to bring in his next resist, which actually happens to be his Galvantula. He does have a Tornadus as well, which is, I'm kind of confused why he didn't bring that in to take it, because this thing takes it horribly. This thing almost died. I don't know if I had killing potential with the Choice Banded close combat, but I don't know. It looked like it could have been pretty close. For now, though, I decided to bring in Kangaskhan, and I know I should be able to take at least one of these hits. I don't want to take a Thunder with Heracross because I will end up dying from it at that range, and thanks to the lowered Spec D and whatnot. And, I was kind of banking on him taking himself out thanks to Life Orb if he were to have it. But he doesn't, and I gotta just waste my Fake Out on this Machamp right here. Now, I'm kind of running low on HP thanks to that, Galvantula hit. I don't want to do it. But I figure as long as he doesn't have the Bullet Punch, I'm going to go for the Double Edge, and we'll see how much damage I can do from there. And because of the Fake Out and the Double Edge, don't underestimate Kangaskhan. It actually does have, a lot of good potential right there. Plus, it'll switch in Rogue Ghost switch-ins that, they don't really know about the ability. And that's why I like it so much, because it does super much damage. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Weavile, which is my other priority user, and I do have Fake Out, and I also have Low Kick on this guy. So what I'm going to do is Fake Out first, get a little bit of damage on the Mamoswine. I know the best thing it'll be able to do to outspeed me is to go for the Ice Shard on this next turn, which is like, if you're going to go for an Ice Shard and have it be a resisted hit, okay, that's fine. The better move for him is to probably hope he can live the Low Kick and then try to take me out with an Earthquake or a Superpower, depending on what he went for in that instance. But Mamoswine is kind of big, and Low Kick does get powered up, and, it just ends up taking him out. So, Mamoswine's out of the way. I do want to keep my priority user just in case I do need it against Hitmontop, just because I'm faster and whatnot. So I decided to go into my Chandelure potentially, just to do things, I guess. I don't know. But he makes a double switch right here into Tornadus, but because he knows I'm Scarfed, he's going to go right out into something else. He chooses his Galvantula right now just for switch fodder. Also just to see what I'm going to lock myself on, which, lock myself in on, rather. And that kind of works out for him, because it ends up, he doesn't end up taking this hit. So, he brings it in safely as opposed to anything else, and, I don't know, I guess he just figures he can take Shadow Balls and whatnot as opposed to Fire Blast, and, it kind of works out for him. So, takes me out with the Hurricane. I'm not going to be able to OHKO, especially at full HP. That's fine, I do still have Weavile, which is faster, and I do have the priority Ice Shard. I think I have, Fake Out, and then Ice Shard, Night Slash, and Low Kick. That might be the set. But I guess I just decided to go into Azel for some reason, just because I think I'm faster anyway. So take it out with the Psychic, good to go. And I also have a lot of coverage moves on this thing. So if he wants to bring in something else, that's fine. I don't really remember what else is left anyway. But I'm pretty sure that a fake out sucker punch combo is going to take me out. So what I decided to do is just leave it in as fodder just to see what dark move he does happen to have. And, just to confirm my initial suspicions from earlier in the game. He does have sucker punch. Cool thing is, though, is a fake out and ice shard combo, I'm going to be able to out prioritize him. And then, just end up taking him right out. Since, since Ice Shard and Mach Punch are at the same level of priority, the priority, winner does got, can't talk. Person that's faster ends up, getting the hit off. So, that's what I was trying to squeak out, and then that's actually what's going to end up winning me this game, fake out Ice Shard combination. Good to go. I'm pretty sure that's the end of this first game. Is it? I really don't remember. I just kind of rendered this last week, and I was like, I'll watch it today. We're good to go. So, that does happen to be the end of the first game, so good game to ThunderBlunder. Had a lot of fun with it, and without further ado, we'll just go ahead and jump right into the second game, which is an RU match I had by a guy by the name of Donphanatic. I think I had this one last week, and I enjoyed it a lot, but I felt longer. That's kind of what she said, but, it was actually kind of short, so whatever. Funny thing is the user's name is Shorty, so also kind of funny. But I'm going to go and lead off with Sand Slash, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to set up rocks. Completely fucking forgetting that Drapion gets taunt. And, I end up getting taunted, kind of stupid. Definitely could have gone for the Earthquake right there to get some damage off. I also could have gone for Rapid Spin right here just to let him know, hey, I'm not going to let you set up the Toxic Spikes. I figure, I'll just go for the Super Fang, and then I'll try to take it out with an Earthquake, because I don't think a stock Earthquake is going to be able to take it out. If I do have Earthquake, I got Stealth Rocks, Rapid Spin, Super Fang, probably Stab. I'd be stupid not to have Stab. But just going to go for the Earthquake, and I think it should be able to take it out from 50%. Just no investment at all. I don't think Drapion really can be that bulky. So, down goes that. It means that if I'm able to Rapid Spin, then he's not going to have Toxic Spikes up for the duration of the match. But he sends in for Alligator, and I'm like, I should be able to take a Waterfall. Fine, because I max HP, max defense. It'll hurt, but I think I can live it. And then, fucking surprise out of nowhere, it lives up to the nickname. I was like, okay. That's a little weird, but, Hydro Pump does take me out because it takes advantage of my lower defenses. Cool thing is, though, right here, is that I'm able to send in my Rotom, and then, I can take an Aqua Jet, I guess, okay, Revenge Kill him with the T-Bolt. At least that's what I want to give him the impression that I'm going to do. But I'm going to set up a sub on the Switch because I do say he has a Manectric, and he kind of makes an oopsies right here and trying to switcheroo a sub. Can't do that. Can't do that. So, what that lets me do, I don't know what item he has because it fails, but I'm assuming it's a choice item, to try to cripple me. And because of that mistake, he ends up taking a lot of damage from that because I'm Life Orb. But it basically just lets me get off a shit ton of hits on whatever he wants. Hitmonchan's priority, not going to touch me at all. Have I mentioned how much, I love normal Rotom and RU? Because this match, I'll definitely show how useful, just the regular Rotom form is. I know kind of Wash Rotom has its place in Standard, and then like Heat Rotom has its place in UU. I definitely think that this Rotom form and Cut Rotom are the, the Rotom forms to be using in this tier. As if you could really use anything else. There's what, Fan and Frost? Okay, get out of there. What am I gonna do right now? Looking at it, I guess I just go for the Pain Split as he sets up his Stealth Rocks. I don't have my Spinner anymore, so that kind of sucks. But I figure the best thing I can do is just stay in here and then just, try to kill this thing off. As long as I have Rotom in here, I'm good to go. I can keep Pain Splitting. I do still have his sub. I'm in a good situation despite the amount of hazards he's setting up. But he has Iron Head as opposed to Gyro Ball. Does end up getting a crit right here. I'm not sure whether or not it wouldn't break it normally. So I'm going to go ahead and set up another sub. Hope he doesn't get another crit first off. And then I think it turns out that it doesn't break the sub anyway. So I can take him out here with the T-Bolt and then Pain Split the next thing that comes in. And then just normal Rotom, good to go. Sub Split, Dual Stab. I love this set. I really do. But down goes that. And it turns out that he is getting up a lot of hazards. But I'm still doing really good on this. So he sends in Manectric right now, which is actually just going to go for the Flamethrower and take out my sub. But in return, I get to take out Manectric. Pretty good trade-off. I don't know what item it is, since, I can't really judge damage, especially at that range of health anyway. But I don't have to worry about it. So, that thing's down. I'm still good for, like, 2 more Life Orb hits, too, which is pretty awesome. In comes for Alligator. I was hoping he wouldn't have Aqua Jet, but this thing is just full of fucking surprises, let me tell you. And, just goes for the Aqua Jet to take me out. But normal Rotom did put a pretty big dent in his team. And, he doesn't have any Rapid Spins, but I don't have any Hazards. So, I'm not really losing that much. But I decided to bring in my Sceptile, and it's going to get, Toxic Poison just because 2 layers of Toxic Spikes and the 1 layer of Stealth Rocks. And then for some reason, I think Hitmonchan might have been his rapid spinner if I did kill it off. But right now, I definitely think that he's going to go into Scyther to try to quad resist the grass moves, which is why I decided to go for the one thing that'll hit Scyther, which happens to be Dragon Pulse. Pretty handy move, I suppose. I actually went dual stab on this Sceptile, and you'll see, I think, in a game probably later next week that it ends up being pretty handy. But for now, I run Dragon Pulse. Don't really know why. Just didn't switch it over from 4th gen. But it's a 2-hit KO, and I'm just going to be good to go. I don't want to be locked in on Dragon Pulse against Feraligatr, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and switch out and go into my Bouffalant. Pretty much is, either switch fodder, or if I can take on hits, great. But he shows me Ice Beam as opposed to Ice Punch, which, he's a little bit more special. And because of that, he's not really taking full advantage of his main attacking stat. All Feraligatrs usually tend to be physical as opposed to Mix. The Mix Feraligatr is kind of weird, but you can see that it was kind of working out. So, Ice Beam not going to do a hell of a lot. And I don't know if this Hydro Pump is going to be able to kill me, but if I can live it, then I can, do some good damage with a Head Charge. And it turns out it doesn't. Maybe if he had a little bit more invested, or, that was min damage or something like that. But I actually am able to take it out. Wasn't really too worried about it overall because I do still have Sceptile. I was kind of just switching this thing to die in the first place. But it turns out to be a double down, and that's pretty cool. So, Hitmonchan's going to come in, and I do still have my Archeops. I don't really know why I switched this thing in, especially, because Mach Punch and whatnot. But I figure at that point, a Mach Punch probably won't kill me just because it's neutral. And at that range, a Flight Gem boosted Acrobatics will be enough to finish the game off. And I think this actually does turn out to be his last one. So, that's going to be both of those games. That's it for this one, I suppose. Kind of tripped over my words at times. I just got done watching Full Metal Brotherhood, okay? I'm kind of fucked up in the head right now, but I managed to squeak out this doubleheader, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you're welcome to leave a like rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. Uploaded TCGO yesterday. We'll be uploading TCGO tomorrow. For those of you that want Penumbra episodes, I suppose let me know, and then I can probably hit you guys with one of 2 that I have left on the desktop. And that should do it for this video. Got a couple things left on the plate that I'll probably try to take care of by the end of the week. And then next week is going to be a little bit different, but I'll talk to you guys, as that time comes. For now, that'll do it for today, and I will see you guys on Friday.